Speaking fees, selfies, sucking up to power. How BLM lost its mojo. Quote, perhaps unfairly, BLM invites comparisons to the Black Panther Party, which remains beloved in the African American community 52 years after its founding. Revered for its nutrition and health programs, fearless defense of the people, and self-sacrifice, the BLM leadership, on the other hand, poses for fashion magazines' photo spreads, unquote. Wow! They are really living it up. Again, give me money and buy my books. Look at this graphic. That's a whole lot of book sales for a handful of authors whose only solution to racism is big government and communism. And it's not just the ladies cashing in. Oh no, if you've got a cool 20 large laying around, you could be the first kid on your block to book DeRay McKesson of Black Lives Matter. Take a look at this. Wow. Think he's available for weddings and bar mitzvahs? On to sports. If it weren't for capitalism, there'd be no such thing as professional sports. The money-making motive has given us great palaces of profit in the form of sports arenas. Now, if the Marxist left were an honest lot, they would decry the horrors of building such edifices to gladiators pummeling each other, to the delight of the dregs among the masses. I mean, think about how many people could be provided free apartments in a building the size of a stadium. And that brings us to the woke one who tooketh a knee, Colin Kaepernick. Never in our history has an athlete profited so much from not actually playing his sport. Now, the guy was barely a second-string quarterback and has made bank off of woke. Headline, money.com. Here's how much Colin Kaepernick will make in his controversial new ad deal with Nike, according to sports experts. Quote, the sports retail giant unveiled a new Just Do It ad campaign over the weekend that features Kaepernick along with other high-profile athletes like Serena Williams and Odell Beckham Jr. Sports agents with experience negotiating corporate contracts for football stars tell Money Kaepernick's deal could be worth millions of dollars a year, which is unique because he isn't actually playing in the NFL, unquote. Then there's the ever-woke Disney. They jumped on the take-a-knee bandwagon. Headline Sports Illustrated. Colin Kaepernick signs first look deal with Disney. Quote, ESPN Films is set to produce the series as part of the deal between Disney and Kaepernick's Raw Vision media company. Under the terms of the deal announced Monday, the partnership will focus on telling scripted and unscripted stories that explore race, social justice, and the quest for equality. It will also provide a new platform to showcase the work of Black and brown directors and producers. The first look deal will extend across all Disney platforms, including Walt Disney Television, ESPN, Hulu, Pixar, and The Undefeated. Kaepernick will work closely with The Undefeated to help expand its portfolio across Disney, unquote. Well, there is some good news. Some in the sports world have gotten wise to the real intentions of Black Lives Matter. They recognize, again, that it has nothing to do with Black Lives Mattering. Here's former NFL player, now Fox Sports host, Marcellus Wiley.
I don't know how many people really look into the mission statement of Black Lives Matter, but I did. And when you look into it, there's a couple things that jump out to me. And I'm a black man who's been black, and my life has mattered since 1974. And this organization was founded in 2013. I'm proud of you. But I've been fighting this fight for me and for others a lot longer. Two things. My family structure is so vital, important to me. Not only the one I grew up in, but the one I'm trying to create right now. Being a father and a husband, that's my mission in life right now. How do I reconcile that, what I just told you, with this mission statement that says, quote, we dismantle the patriarchal practice. We disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement.
And he goes on and on and on. I don't want to play the whole show, but you get the point. Then there's NBA player Jonathan Isaac from the Orlando Magic.
I think when you look around, racism isn't the only thing that plagues our society, that plagues our nation, that plagues our world. And I feel like, coming together on that message that we want to get past not only racism, but everything that plagues us as a society. I feel like the answer to it is the gospel. I think a lot of people have a stake in it with the flag. A lot of people have a stake in it with the president. I think a lot of people, have a stake in it with hating the flag or not hating the president or whatever. I absolutely push away a phone, condone racism. I'm Black. I grew up Black. I have a Black little brother that lives in America. So I'm not for racism. I don't think that me not kneeling, before the game when wearing a T-shirt makes me mean that at all. And that's a part of what went into my decision.
The scariest part of all of this is that so many companies and sports leagues have fallen for the idea that Black Lives Matter is about racial equality. Here's a really interesting clip from the Heritage Foundation that explains all of this.
But what does the Black Lives Matter organization actually stand for? To find out, look no further than their leaders: Alicia Garza, Opal Tometi, and Patrisse Cullors. Here's Cullors in a revealing 2015 interview.
We actually do have an ideological frame. Myself and Alicia in particular are trained organizers. We are trained Marxists.
Visit the Black Lives Matter website and read the list of demands to get a sense of how deep a transformation they seek. One of those demands proclaims, quote, "We disrupt the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement by supporting each other as extended families and villages that collectively care for one another." We can't be certain, but it's hard to believe this radical agenda is what most signed up for when they made that hashtag Black Lives Matter social media post, or that every employee, customer, or shareholder at Nike endorses a disruption of the family.
From multinational corporations to K-pop stars, even pro wrestlers, it seems like anyone with a vault of cash is opening it up to BLM and bragging about it. Like, for example, WWE superstar and actor John Cena. Then there's the band The Weeknd. Even K-pop stars BTS, who probably have no idea where their money's going. I don't know, maybe some of these people should actually ask the question, like, where is all the money going? Headline Medium. Is the Black Lives Matter organization a money laundering scheme? Quote, just yesterday, the managing director for the Black Lives Matter organization, Kaylee Scales, conducted a disastrous Reddit AMA, during which she was hard-pressed to disclose where and how exactly the money received from donations to BLM was being used. Interestingly, she refused to answer said questions, and the ensuing controversy was enough for moderators to lock the thread. So here's the argument. This new anti-racist movement is making its spotlight crowd rich, all the while promoting a communist agenda and never being questioned. Give us your money and don't ask questions is the mantra. Like so many so-called activists before them, the people running the show at Black Lives Matter are using the supposed suffering of others to enrich themselves. This cycle repeats itself often. A movement springs up and its leaders get book deals, paid speaking gigs, seats on boards of directors, or they even run for office. But the people they organized stay right where they are in the same conditions. Only on the left can someone get rich while trying to impose communism. You see, it's not wealth they hate. It's your wealth they hate. This thing called anti-racism has nothing to do with being anti-racist and everything to do with using guilt-ridden feelings to get people to submit to a socialist platform. The answer to every question is more government control of the economy and more government programs. The left's ability to lie and make money from their everyone's a racist scheme, it's not going to last forever. But for right now, it's enough to convince even corporate America to get down and beg and apologize for forgiveness and pay whatever price. It's absurd, but it sure is lucrative for the left. So enjoy it while it lasts.